What's up, my party people? It's your boy Darshaun Smith, aka the Positivity God, or exclusively known on this podcast as your homie Big D. Welcome back to the episode, another episode of the Positivity Hour, specifically episode 83. I worked 100 plus hours at a 9 to 5. Here's 3 reasons why it won't make you rich, okay? I literally just did this, and I have some insight for y'all. So let me drop some game on y'all after the intro, or rather, the intro already rolled, so we're just going to get straight into it. As you may already know, I'm currently technically homeless, meaning I'm just back at my mom's house. So my podcast setup is not as good as it should be, or I would like it to be. So I'm kind of, doing a quasi thing right now, we'll say. But nevertheless, I still got 10 minutes of content, at least for y'all today. So, yeah, let's keep it going. I was just checking the stats, and yeah, the audience is growing a little bit. The plays are growing, and, I've made a couple more pennies on these ads, okay? So let's go, Hawks, and let's, keep on pushing the grind, okay? Because that's what this is all about, this whole podcast. It's building a platform to teach people and, have an outlet to bring people who need to have something to say, whether that is to teach others about the power of networking. Shout out to the episode I did with Haley on that, or something else like the great conversations I've had with my brother, Naeem Smith, yeah, we're gonna get him back on the podcast. I got some more people coming back on the podcast as soon as I move back to Iowa City, but currently I'm just I am located elsewhere. So, with the formalities out of the way, let's hop straight into this, okay? So, normally, as you may know, but if you are new to this, we appreciate you, and welcome to the Positivity family here. Positivity Gang, that's what we're calling, or we call ourselves, we'll say, whatever. Or party people, that also works too. We always start these podcasts, we as in me, Darshaun Smith, your host, always starts these podcasts with talking about, how have I been over this last week, like what's going on, things that are challenging, things that have inspired this episode. And being that I literally just worked, I think, 107.5 hours over the last 2 weeks at my part-time job, which could be a 9 to 5. It's taught me a lot of things, okay? And we're going to talk about that today. It was a grind. I could say there were a couple of days where I didn't get a chance to work out. There were a couple of days where I did not get a chance to eat properly. And, I definitely can tell you, for the most part, it's not really sustainable. But ultimately, is the paycheck going to be huge? Yes. Did I gain a lot of valuable experience on life? And yes, and did I set myself the goal of doing this to teach me something? And was I going to achieve it by any means necessary? Also, yes. So overall, the situation that happened was really good. So now, with all of that being said, let's hop straight into the 3 reasons why working 100 plus hours at your 9 to 5, 60 hours or 1 week, maybe 40 hours 1 week, or 50 hours, whatever it may be, just working more than your whatever you agreed upon. And I agreed to 20 hours. So the fact that I worked 30 more than that for 2 weeks in a row says the grind's been real. So the number one reason, we're going to start with like the most important, and then we're going to get to the lesser ones, okay? The number one most important reason why you should never work 100 plus hours at your 9 to 5, or more importantly on the topic of this video, in which why it will never make you rich or wealthy, is the fact that if you have to sell your hours for money, you will never be compensated fairly. You will never have the freedom really to even enjoy the funds you are making. And most importantly, because this is about becoming rich and then moving that rich into wealth, which can be, shared to the community, passed on to your lineage, things of that nature. You simply just do not have the time to find ways to do that, So yes, I worked 100 plus hours over this last week, but I was gone from home for 16 hours a day, working 12, 14 hours a day or whatever it may have been. And it must be said, like, by the time I got home, it wasn't even like a I'm tired thing. It's like, oh, if I want to keep my job or not get the attendance violation, I need to go to sleep because I got to do another car ride back and then another 10 hours of work and go. Maybe I'll have time to eat. Maybe I'll have time to do this or that. So it's just you, if you sell your hours, you are giving your time away. And yes, once you get the money, it may be easier to invest it. But if you don't have time to invest it, whether that be in, crypto, real estate, or, whatever else you use, investing in the local mom and pop shop down the street, okay, or even investing in yourself, that one is often overlooked. And in this case, working this 100 hours is de-investing, if you could say such a thing, in yourself, because you're taking your own time away from whatever you want to have happen in your life. So that's the number one reason why 100 hours plus a week at your job will never make you wealthy, will never make you rich. It'll not make you happy in the long term. Things of that nature. It's not a situation in which you can prioritize yourself and your future and how you want to live your life in the future. Okay, so for your number two, I had briefly alluded to this, but we're going to talk about it more in depth because I finally got a chance to work out yesterday. I ran 2 miles or so, ran some hills for like 30 minutes, and did my daily push-ups, things of that nature. Luckily though, every day I've worked this last pay period where I was doing 200 or not 200 hours, but 100 hours or so. I still did my 20 push-ups a day, no less than that. I like to do them right when I wake up. It's a good way to wake up. Drink a whole lot of water, do 20 push-ups, and go. It's a really good routine. I recommend y'all get some sort of routine. Also, make your bed, okay? But I say all that to say that part of working that 100 hours a week, and especially being that I have to commute to my place of work, which is, more than just like, 10, 20 minutes, in both directions, that steals a lot of time from you, in which, you can't prioritize your health. And that's something I've been really big on over this last couple months is, building in time to my schedule for myself to work on my physical health, whether that be going to play basketball with folks, or like I said, yesterday I was running hills, or just doing physical activities around the house, mowing the yard, fixing all the garden out back, things of that nature, just being able to connect with the earth, most importantly, and just have time for yourself, and like I said, along with physical health, that includes mental health as well. Yes, you can work 14-hour days, and use the other 2 hours to eat, drink, and drive between the job. But at the same time, that's not really sustainable, I'm not saying you need to like go back to like working no hours in the day, but I'm just saying, there needs to be a point where at least for like 30 minutes you do something you enjoy, okay? It's like, okay, I done grinded for 10 hours straight, I'm gonna go play my trumpet for a couple minutes, or I've done grinded for a couple hours straight. Okay, I'm gonna find a way to make that physical activity work in this schedule. I'm gonna do some push-ups, or what I did, to get some sort of physical activity was, instead of riding my electric longboard around, I was walking everywhere. So I was still getting like 10,000 steps a day, and just trying to work on something. So because I don't know, for me, whenever I work out, it makes me a happier person. So in essence, what I'm saying is number two is for the reason why working 100 plus hours at your 9 to 5, why it won't make you rich or happy or things of that nature is it won't. Yes, to some degree you need to do the things you don't like to get to the areas in which you do like. But to do that for too long, you may just go a little bit insane. So you got to do it in moderation. You got to have burst. It's like HIIT training, okay? High intensity, high intensity interval training. You got to have your burst of go, okay? But then also you got to have your burst of okay, we're just gonna get through this one. But once that clock hits, it's go again, okay? So just remember, moderation and pacing is key. Okay, as I say, and I'm trying to put on a t-shirt right now, constant progression is better than perfection, okay? As long as you are making steps in the right direction constantly, okay, and consistently, however you want to say it. It could be a couple inches, it could be a goddamn mile, okay? As long as you are making waves towards your goal, that's all we want here at the Positivity Hour podcast, okay? And for the last reason, okay, just to recap, the first reason was you literally won't have time to invest the money in yourself or the community or whatever to make you wealthy. The second reason was you won't have the time to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and especially those around you. The third reason is there is no third reason, okay? The third reason is C, reasons 1 and 2, okay? Yes, I believe hard work and dedication. Okay, I guess there is a third reason. This is the tangent I'm about to go off on, okay? I believe hard work and dedication will get you far in this life. But just simply pounding the grindstone like nobody's business will not get you that far in life, okay? Yes, you'll get a couple extra dollars in your bank account. Yes, maybe you'll be respected amongst your peers because you're the one who comes in the earliest and you're the one who stays the latest. But at the same time, this is why I said this is like points 1 and 2. If you do not actively do something more than that, then you're just going to stay where you're at, okay? So I loosely talked about that in both 1 and 2, but point 3 is just to further that point, that yes, it's okay. Sometimes every now and then you need some extra capital, okay? Coming up, I'm about to start the semester. Got to pay for these textbooks somehow. And I must say, maybe that's one of the reasons why I decided to work more hours this week. But I think the main reason I wanted to do it was because I listened to so many millionaires and people like my brother who are super inspirational and want to be financially free, and other people around locally I know who are like, I can't have conversations with the people I work with because they're so like, they just want to be normal. If you want to live an abnormal life, you have to work at an abnormal pace, okay? You got to live at an abnormal lifestyle or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, if you want to, and this is exactly what I'm saying here. This is the point in which I will use to cap this episode off, because we're at the 12.5 minute mark here. If you want to earn an above average income, you need to do something that is above average, okay? Yes, technically speaking, working more than 80 hours in 2 weeks is above average, okay? As I said, I worked almost 110 hours in 2 weeks, okay? Not far above average, but I've always said to people, I am slightly above average, working towards being more in that direction, okay? Because I'm going to get it by all means necessary, and I want y'all to do that too. But the same goes to being said, you know, if you don't prioritize, you know, to learn different ways how to create money, or learn different ways how to, objectively speaking, take money from people, you'll never get to your dreams, goals, and aspirations. And it doesn't matter how you feel about money. I know people all the time who say money doesn't buy you happiness. Well, for me, more money equals more options, okay? This option could be like, okay, maybe instead of going to the job I hate, I'm going to take the next 6 months off to find my real passion. Maybe over this next couple months, I'm going to have the money to start my side hustle. As they say, you know, work your 9 to 5 to fund your 5 to 9. And then once your 5 to 9 is profitable, make that your 24/7, okay? That's the perfect example of that. But at the end of the day, we all go to work. It doesn't matter if you're a fireman, a policewoman, or, you know, a teacher, okay? Social scientist, you know, someone who works at Goldman Sachs, or the veterinarian up the street. We all go to work for money, okay? Some people, yes, they volunteer and they pay people their hours, okay? But at the end of the day, money really does rule everything around you, okay? I know this was a pretty money-heavy episode right here, but like I said, I always talk about the experiences in which I go through. And these are the 3 things that I've been thinking about a lot recently, because I have sold so many of my hours for money in which I, you know, do appreciate, but could have been paid more for at a different agency per se. So With all that being said, let me know what you think, okay? I do know some people did comment on the last episode, because this is going on YouTube. It's just going to be the whole Positivity Hour thing the whole time, because I don't have all the new fancy stuff since it's on my desktop, and that's currently packed away in storage. So you'll have to make do with the laptop of equivalent. It's not as high quality, we'll say. There'll be one more episode like this, and then we're going back to the official thing in the new apartment. Gotta love being homeless. So, yeah, with all that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, unsubscribe, hate, comment, follow, unfollow, regular comment. I don't know, even share and report. I don't care what you do, as long as you're staying positive at the end of the day. That's all that matters. What I was saying earlier, though, about the commenting thing, is there were like 2 or 3 people who commented on the last video, and I'm not even going to lie. I saw it, but I didn't have a time to respond to it because I was at work the whole time. So going forward through this next week, I still am going to work a lot because, they're giving us incentives, bonuses, and things of that nature now. And, we got to get this money while it's good, okay? Because, jobs aren't guaranteed and, your life's not guaranteed. So throughout this next week, I want to take more time for myself, whether that be playing my trumpet more or exercising more because, I want to be more in shape personally, or doing what I did yesterday and just socializing with people and having a life outside of work, things of that nature. But whatever I do, it's going to be high level. So with all that being said, it's been your boy Darshaun Smith, aka the Positivity God, otherwise known exclusively on this podcast as Big D. Thank you for listening, and I'll see y'all around next time. Peace.